Hey there, this is Darren LaCroix. I'm here with Saeks, and we teach people how to get paid to speak. And this is Saeks.
Hey Darren, I'm glad to be here. We're here at a beautiful resort at one of our events, and we're here with a couple attendees, and they want to share a story, something that's happened to them. So let's just turn it over to Bob and Roxanne as they share a little bit about some of the insights that they gained and some of the impact it made on them.
So tell us a little bit about, like, what was your challenge? Getting paid to speak. So I know
you didn't want to sell, right? You were saying.
Yes, we hated to sell. We had no experience in selling, and these guys had a lot of experience in selling. So we asked for some materials for selling. So they gave us a couple of books that were very specific. We started reading how to approach a sales call, and I read about the 10.5 commandments of sales presentations and started to put them into practice. And then another idea that we got from Get Paid to Speak is to practice at the same time. I would make the call and she would take notes and give ideas, and then we would switch. So we would learn that way. And so the way we started out was how we made the change was, Roxanne, how did we make the change?
First I'm going to back you up. So Roxanne, for a long time you were making calls and it drove you crazy.
About 3 years.
3 years.
Nobody ever answered.
Selling was a dirty word. It was like, oh,
Yes.
it was the last thing you wanted to do.
Terrible.
Until you changed the mindset of what selling really was, which is just communicating, right? Communicating?
Yes. And having a conversation and getting ideas from the people that we were speaking to. We came away with some excellent ideas.
So what they did is they actually had a conversation with their clients as opposed to trying to sell them anything, to uncover their needs, to uncover the things they wanted. And you felt totally comfortable doing that.
I did. I did.
We had some 23-minute, 35-minute conversations with them
Hour and a
that
half lunch.
were outstanding.
So previous to that, they were saying that they worked for the client, and they were hitting dead ends. They were calling, they were getting voicemail, no one was calling them back. When they changed their strategy and applied a different mindset and tactics, then they started to get an impact, right?
Right. And there was one gentleman, I literally have notes that of all of my attempted contacts with him for 3 years, and he didn't respond. He just didn't respond. And once we had this conversation,
you had a tactic first. You were trying to get his attention. So what did you do?
I was. Well,
this was before you changed over.
You sent him
I sent
something.
him a box of See's candy with a very large red ribbon and a note that said, "I've been thinking about how I might get your attention." That got a text message back, but really no result. When we tried this other method, Bob actually did the call and had this conversation. He said, "Oh, maybe we should have lunch." I about died. I about passed out. But we had an hour and a half lunch with him, and the conversation absolutely went from no response at all to "I'm thinking about how we might use you." So it was.
So again, the conversation transferred from uncovering their needs and their pain and having a dialogue, and then they were able to then move it through the sales funnel. So if you want to, if you're listening and watching this and you want to do this more effectively, one, of course, we want you to check out Get Paid to Speak at getpaidtospeak.com. But two, it's really about applying these strategies that apply to anybody. And aren't they sweet? I want them to adopt me. They just look like the nicest people. So it's not about hard selling. It's not about manipulation or trickery or manipulation or tricking somebody to do something. It's just about really having sincere conversations with people, uncovering their needs, and then offering them solutions, right?
Right.
And Bob, because sales isn't your strength, what were some of the questions you asked in the initial call just to get them to start the conversation?
What kinds of ideas can we share with you and you share with us so that we can solve this problem together?
What have been some of the things that have worked for you?
Yeah, what
That
would
was a
have
huge
worked for
one.
you? How do you get transformation in your system? And let us share some ideas of how we get some transformation from the people in our system, and let's share ideas.
And the key point here, everybody, is that they were asking open-ended questions that were things like, tell us more, explain more. They weren't asking yes and no questions. They were asking questions that actually invoked a dialogue. And that's why you were able to go from no phone call to voicemails not being returned to actually, lunch and a much deeper conversation.
Great. So it's building that relationship, and we've heard it before, but this is just such a great story, and I'm so psyched for you guys.
Yeah,
because
congratulations.
you were beating your head
Yes.
trying to make sales calls instead of have conversations. And And it's almost like instead of being across the table, you turned and you got on the same side of the table, and that's what opened it up, and that's what get them to want to work with you.
That's a really good illustration
Yeah, and
because
we're on the same side.
Right.
We are on the same
Right,
side.
and once the prospect sees that, they're more open to having that conversation.
one thing that Bob opened with is we want to transform marriages. How can we do that? How can we share ideas to do that?
So they led with a value proposition that their prospects were in alignment with, so that way it opens up the dialogue. Great job, guys. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
And thanks for being a member of GetPaidToSpeak.com.
Thank you.
Check it out, getpaidtospeak.com. We'll help you get paid to speak.